And let me start by thanking Japan for co-hosting this event with the European Union. Dear friends, good morning. Or should I say, I hesitate to try. Bonjour. Bonjour. He's just being nice. It probably was terrible, but I was trying at least. But actually, as I'm sure you all know, Portuguese is actually only the second most popular language in Brazil. The most popular one is football, right? So let me begin with an analogy from the world of football. We are approaching half time in our global methane pledge, and despite some good efforts, we are behind. In the last 5 years, we've raised unparalleled global attention and delivered unprecedented actions to address methane. However, at the mid-course milestone of our pledge, we are not on track. According to UNEP, almost 90% of satellite detected emission events still go unaddressed by governments and companies. 90%. This is something we need to change because methane is the second most powerful greenhouse gas responsible for about a third of the warming we experience today. But unlike carbon dioxide, which lingers in the atmosphere for centuries, methane remains for only about 12 years. So, acting now to cut methane emissions offers one of the fastest ways to slow global warming and improve our air quality, with benefits we can see within our own lifetime. That is why the EU has been a co-convener of the Global Methane Pledge since COP26 in Glasgow, and why we strongly supported the call in paragraph 28 of the UAE consensus from COP28 for accelerating and substantially reducing non-carbon dioxide emissions globally, including in particular methane emissions by 2030. Simply put, without reducing methane emissions, we will not achieve our goal to achieve net zero by 2050. By taking decisive action today, we can protect the planet, strengthen our economies, and deliver a cleaner, safer future within a single generation. This is fully in line with the recently published EU Global Climate and Energy Vision, which has multilateralism at its core for achieving global climate goals, which is exactly what we are trying to advance through the Global Methane Pledge. So, dear friends, reducing methane also makes economic sense. A recent scientific review concluded that global methane action pays for itself at least 6 times over. A recent scientific review So most of the methane that currently escapes into the air is a valuable product. Natural gas can be captured, sold, and used. By preventing leaks and improving operational practices, companies can turn potential waste into profit while contributing to climate goals and reinforcing energy security. So the benefits are clear. Now we need to deliver them more quickly and more widely than ever before. As governments and companies, we have to look at our own individual performances and see what we can do better. We need to match our pledge with strong policies and regulations. We need to address gaps in measurements, monitoring, and reporting. And above all, we need actions and implementation. In the European Union, we've stepped up our efforts. The EU methane regulation introduced last year is the most comprehensive and ambitious of its kind in the world. By implementing this regulation, we can drive change not only in Europe but globally. It is the first legislation in the world which also regulates methane emissions from imports of oil, gas, and coal. The regulation is built on a foundation of transparency, requiring solid evidence of measurement, reporting, and abatement efforts for all of the fossil fuels that we produce and consume in the EU. We have engaged closely with the industry in both the EU and partner countries. The obligations of the regulation are based on industry best practice, which can offer companies high rates of return due to the high value of gas and comparably low cost of abatement. These combined efforts are crucial, as the energy sector represents the largest mitigation opportunity. At the same time, we are taking strong action on mitigating emissions from water and the agricultural sector. We also continue supporting the role of scientific knowledge. Under our Horizon Europe program, we've launched a 15 million euro project that brings together Europe's leading methane scientists. Through these and other actions, the EU aims to lead, but we also need to look beyond ourselves as individuals. At the international level, we need to play as a team and stick to our game plan. The Global Methane Pledge now has 159 country endorsements. But to make these endorsements effective, we need a clear and accurate understanding of methane emissions and how they can be reduced. For this, we need high standards of reporting. We need open and reliable data, and we need to measure the impacts of our policies and actions so that we can identify the solutions that deliver the best results. For all of these reasons, the International Methane Emissions Observatory is absolutely crucial. Despite only being launched 4 years ago, this observatory has achieved so much already. In the oil and gas sector, nearly 1/3 of global production is now reporting methane emissions at the highest data quality levels through the Oil and Gas Methane Partnerships 2.0. This partnership now includes 153 companies across 90 countries, covering 42% of global oil and gas production. Through the Methane Alert and Response System, over 3,500 alerts have been sent to 33 countries, using satellite data and artificial intelligence tools, quickly notifying those who can act on the ground. And with over 46 methane science studies, as well as data in their annual reports, we know that the critical knowledge gaps that we need are being filled. Supporting and strengthening the work in this is important, and I'm especially glad to welcome Japan on board. At this crucial moment for our climate, we are not falling back, we are stepping up. By growing in numbers, improving our knowledge, and strengthening our efforts. Dear friends, reducing methane emissions is not just an environmental imperative. It is smart business and solid strategy for energy security. In the face of global energy challenges, every cubic meter of gas saved will strengthen supply, reduce losses, and build resilience. By taking decisive action today, we can protect the planet, strengthen our economies, and deliver a cleaner, safer future, and we can do all of this within a single generation. But we need to double down on our efforts. We need to make good on the pledge that we have committed to 4 years ago. We are approaching half-time and we are behind. But we are not defeated. The game is not over. In fact, there's all to play for. And if we play as a team, I'm confident that we can secure victory for our people and our planet. Thank you.